All right, come on in, man. We got to talk about it. Classes in session. Classes in session. Sound money session. 600% increase in the buying of gold by Russia. We got to talk about it because things are accelerating. And unfortunately, by the time people really realize what's going on, it might be too late for them. Because for months upon months upon months and years, the world has been preparing for what we are in right now, which is the collapse of the dollar. Okay, understand something, that the world is hedging, they're diversifying, they're buying more gold and silver than they have at any time period in history. They're dumping dollars in treasuries. And I found this article from the Jerusalem Post that really kind of just put it into picture, help people understand what's really going on with gold, why they're buying, what are the concerns, and why you watching this live stream need to be getting physical silver on a consistent basis delivered to your home. Okay, if you don't know how to do that, click the link in the bio or reach out to whoever shared this with you. Go to runwithrick.com. We got the solutions for you to be able to get gold and silver at cost. But let me share my screen because, you know, we've been talking about this for years, trying to prepare people, telling them inflation, the loss in purchasing power of the dollar. The dollar is not money, God's money, gold and silver. You need it. Get it on a consistent basis. We keep telling people as gold is going, hitting all-time high after all-time high, we're letting people know that physical silver is the most undervalued physical asset on the planet. It's what you need to save your money in. These are not investments, okay? There is zero risk associated to gold. It is a tier 1 asset. The Bank of International Settlements right now, and with Basel III endgame taking place, people need to know about this and they need to be preparing. You need to prepare for more inflation. You need to prepare for more loss in purchasing power of your dollar. You need to prepare for the hard times ahead. The hard times ahead. And the way you do that, one of the major ways is with God's money. Yeah, that definitely deserves a clap. Okay. Let me share my screen and let's pull up this post here about Russia. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can see that. Hopefully the internet and everything is moving pretty smooth. A lot of times we get a lot of issues when looking at the Jerusalem Post for some reason. But over a 600% increase, Russia unleashes an unmatched gold buying spree. The world is buying gold right now. Not just Russia, right? But the world is buying gold right now as a hedge, because the world is going into a monetary reset right now. We're living in a reset of the global monetary system, almost like Bretton Woods, okay? Because before the dollar had the world reserve currency status, it was the British pound sterling, which was backed by silver. Russia increases daily gold purchases from 1.12 billion rubles to 8.2 billion for the next month, a staggering 601% monthly surge, signaling a bold shift in their economic strategy. Okay, now check this out. Russia obviously increasing their gold purchases a significant amount. I mean, 600%. Folks, that's a clue. Okay, gold as a means of payment. Russia and China use gold to circumvent sanctions and continue to trade. Do you understand that because the United States has weaponized the monetary system and weaponized SWIFT and the dollar, that the world is watching and they're realizing that if they don't play along with America, it's just a matter of time before they turn that weapon of mass destruction, which is the United States dollar and their global payment system, against them. So the world is saying, no, we actually need to make sure that we are hedged, that we have options. That's what the world is looking for, options. You need to give yourself options, and you do that by saving in physical silver and gold, right? Multiple step process. Gold is purchased in Russia, transported to Hong Kong, sold, and proceeds are deposited in local bank accounts. So you see how they're getting this done? So somebody say, what are you going to do with the gold? This is real money. The banking institutions will take this, convert it into whatever the new currency is, and you're going to be able to do what you need to do. But if you're holding on to dollars, you're a disaster and liability waiting to happen. Okay? You have to have real money, God's money, especially in these times. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you realize we're in biblical times right now. Okay? The stuff that's going on across this planet right now, what's being exposed, what's done in the dark that's coming to light, the information that's now at our fingertips. Okay? Judgment is here. It's very clear to see. right? So God's money is something that you definitely want to have in these uncertain times. Okay, let's get some of the key takeaways. So Russia has significantly increased its daily gold purchases to circumvent Western sanctions. Gold is being used as a means of payment between Russia and China to evade financial restrictions. The process involves transporting gold to Hong Kong for sale and depositing the proceeds into local bank accounts. Russia entities have faced logistical challenges in implementing this alternative trade mechanism. Understand something, that this is why we're at war. These are the reasons why we're at war, because the world wants to come from up under the thumb of this debt-based monetary system that is not an even playing field, that is putting their people in their country into harder financial situations for them and their people, right? And so what we're seeing here is that the world, and you have to understand something, as the world continues to buy more gold, the dollar becomes less valuable, less credible, okay? And all that paper money, all those dollars that are printed, they're going to chase real finite resources. They're going to go after real assets. And this is why you're going to see a massive rise in the value of digital and physical assets as people run, okay, sprint away from the dollar and the death of it, the death of its purchasing power. And understand something, the dollar is already dead. The dollar, the Federal Reserve's note, Federal Reserve, which is public enemy number one, by the way, if you don't know, the Federal Reserve's note has lost over 98% of its purchasing power since the inception of the Federal Reserve. So understand something, it's already collapsed. If something loses almost 98% of its purchasing power, it's worthless. What is it? And so this is why we're seeing a lot of the war and stuff that we're going on around the world because of this, right? One of the major reasons. So what we have here is gold analyst John Forrest Little from the Silver Academy offers a unique perspective on the situation. The return to gold-based transactions between Russia and China isn't so much a workaround as it is a revision to a more fundamental and time-tested form of economic exchange. Understand something, God's money has been money since the times of Egypt. It's been mentioned in the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. God's money is money in Africa, Asia, Europe, the Americas, all over the world. Here in the United States, Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution, gold and silver is legal tender, it's real money, not the dollar, okay? You have to start to value your wealth differently. Do not value your wealth in dollars. Value your wealth in ounces, acreage, and quantity. How much of a particular crypto asset you got? Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, right? Intrinsic value and historical role as a universal medium of exchange, make it a more reliable option than fiat currencies, especially in times of global uncertainty. I think it's safe to say that we are definitely in global uncertainty. Would you agree with me? We are definitely in global uncertainty, right? So in the last part, he says, as the geopolitical landscape continues to evolve, it is clear that Russia and China are determined to find ways to maintain their economic relationship. The increased reliance on gold suggests the precious metal may play a prominent role in global trade in the coming years. That is a fact. Okay, it's quite clear that gold is going to be the foundation that underpins the physical and digital monetary system globally. Okay, I got another article I want to pull up here also as well to kind of drive home just a little bit more of just how huge this is and the opportunity that we have. While I'm pulling this up, make sure y'all like this out, share this out, smash that like button. You know it's censored. You know they don't want people to get this information. Okay, they're all shadow banning me and everything else. So make sure y'all like this out, share this out. It's important that people understand what governments around the world are doing, because it can help them get some insight on what they should be doing. Because the most important economy is your own. And there are certain things that you need to be doing in these times that we're living in. I know a lot of people have a normalcy bias, complacency bias. I know some of the people you share this with, they got cognitive dissonance. Listen, we can't save everybody, and nobody's coming to save you. There's certain things that you have to do yourself to make sure that a wealthy family comes from you, even if you didn't come from a wealthy family. So let me pull up this next article here to kind of drive home the most undervalued physical asset on the planet. Okay. I'm getting ready to share that with you. It's a massive demand right now in this economic and technological revolution that's taking place right now. Let me see if you guys can see this here. Awesome. It looks like it's good. China's strategic silver takeover, a calculated move to drain the West. China hoarding silver. What is Brazil, Russia, India, and China, South Africa doing? They're getting these assets. China hoarding silver, prices 10% higher than the West. Secret weapon or economic warfare, right? A hidden war for economic dominance. A hidden war for economic dominance. So while most people are going to work, valuing their wealth in dollars in their bank account, what's in their retirement account, not realizing that is a digital illusion of wealth, not realizing that when this system starts to correct to fair value, it's a major liability to be in fiat, to be in the stock market. The wealth transfer is going to happen in real money, God's money, and in digital assets. So while the world has been focused on geopolitical tension between China and the West, a more subtle battle has unfolded in the global financial markets. China, though, through a series of calculated moves, has been quietly accumulating vast quantities of gold and silver. This move has signaled a potential shift in the global economic landscape and highlights the developing countries' need for exorbitant amounts of resources. Understand something. This is why we're seeing gold hit all-time highs. Silver still massively undervalued and suppressed. I'm telling you, we are going to be so blessed, okay, as when these assets are no longer rigged and manipulated, because Basel III M game is going to start to take effect. Watch what happens to these assets in 2025. Mark my word. You see the hat, it says 2024 reset on there. I've been telling people for years. 2024 is the reset. 2025, it begins. Okay. Silver, China's secret weapon. In addition to its gold hoarding, China has also been strategically increasing its silver reserves. The Shanghai Metal Exchange has a significant surge in silver trading volume, with prices consistently higher than those of the Western exchanges. Do you realize that they are suppressing, rigging, and manipulating the price of physical silver right now in the United States? And that in other countries, the price of it is more? You see, JP Morgan and central banks, they have been rigging the price of gold and silver. JP Morgan and their traders have been fined. JP Morgan and their traders have went to jail for rigging the precious metals market. While at the same time, look how these crooks work. They knock down the price of the asset so you don't find it attractive, because, you know, everybody wants to get rich quick. They don't want to find something to value and hold on to it, right? And invest or, acquire assets with patience. So they know that. So they're going to prop up the stock market so you can chase those gains, not realizing that your exit liquidity, while they're buying up the silver. JP Morgan is sitting on over 800 million ounces of silver right now, while they're shorting it, while they're manipulating it, while they're rigging it. That's a clue, folks. That's a clue. In 2023, China reportedly had a silver reserve of 71,000 metric tons, second only to the silver producing powerhouse country of Peru, okay, which boasted 98 metric tons in reserves. The U.S. came seventh on the list of top silver reserves with a stockpile 23,000 metric tons, right? So look, understand something. I want you to really, really understand what's going on here. Everybody knows that the monetary system is getting reset right before your eyes. And everybody knows that the dollar will be worthless. Essentially, it already is. But they have had schemes and mechanisms and, tricks up their sleeve, like the Wizard of Oz, pressing buttons and making things happen. But really, you have the same result. It's all worthless, right? Silver price in China as of today, as of this article, was $32.77. The price for silver is higher in China than it is in the U.S. Just know that, okay? The implications for the West: the rising price of silver could have significant implications for Western economies, particularly those that rely heavily on industrial metals. If the price of silver continues to rise, it could increase production cost for a wide range of industries, electronics and solar panels. This could lead to a higher consumer prices and a further slowdown in economic growth as China outproduces the West in electronics and solar panels. You see, this is chess, not checkers. Y'all don't see the big picture. And we're trying to help people really understand the supply and demand factor of physical silver and why you need to get as much of this asset as you can, because this is real money. A lot of people think they're saving silver, but you're going to find out one day it's going to be silver that save you, right? It's going to be God's money. The growing demand for silver. China is leading the way in solar production to the point a recent Bloomberg article claimed they are producing more panels than can be put to use. Bloomberg reported in May that China's silver imports reached a 3-year high of 390 tons in December and 340 tons in April. The monthly 5-year average is 310 tons. Folks, the writing is on the wall. Do you understand that this right here, it's not just a pretty rock. This is an industrial metal. This metal, silver, has thousands of applications. Okay, it's used in healthcare. It's antimicrobial, antibacterial, antiviral. It's used in electronics. We talked about solar panels. I'm gonna pull up another article here for you that's really gonna blow silver out the water. Okay, silver squeeze is real. This is the most undervalued physical asset. I'm telling you, it's gonna make people's heads spin. So we're talking about silver is in clothing. Okay, silver is in satellites. It's so many things. I can pull up the list. I'm telling you, there are thousands of applications for silver. Okay, physical silver and its use. It's an industrial metal, and there's not a lot of it out there, and the demand is increasing. Okay, so it says China's importing appetite. So silver imports are notably increasing under Chinese President Xi. Okay, most recently, hold on, let's see here what's going on. Most recently have spiked in June and July, with both months surpassing net imports of more than 400 tons. Last year at this time, the net importing of silver into China did not surpass 200 tons. Understand something. You talking about acceleration? They just doubled the importing of silver. That's a clue, folks. They doubled their importing of silver. And you know how hard it is to get people to save 1 ounce of silver every single month? We have a phenomenal program where we're showing people how to get paid to actually save in silver. Look, I'm about to go crazy right now. I mean, I just can't believe it. We have a program where we're helping people save silver and get paid to save in silver. And some people can't even save 1 ounce a month. Hey, you can't save everybody. You can lead the camel to the water, but you can't make them drink it. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I know what me and M.I.M.S are doing. I know what the runners are doing. I know what the governments are doing. I know what the central banks are doing. Okay? You need to be doing the same thing they're doing. So the U.S. President Joe Biden, is he really the president now? Is he really the president? Who is really running the country right now? It can't be Joe Biden. Okay, well, we'll go along with it. U.S. President Joe Biden and his administration slammed China's trade policies in a memo released in May, claiming its over-manufacturing of solar equipment is harming the West. What? Now, I want you to imagine that countries like China are really supposed to care about what's harming the West, besides their economic interest. But, that's a whole nother subject. Let's continue. The U.S. trade representatives in the Department of Energy and Department of Commerce will closely monitor importing patterns to ensure the U.S. market does not become oversaturated, and will explore all available measures to take against further unfair practices. Look, you better start stacking. Okay, India as well is buying more silver than ever because they're getting ready for solar panels as well. India has also been a major buyer of silver, importing significant quantities from the West in recent years. India's recent decision to reduce its import duty on silver will further increase its demand on the metal. Okay, silver squeeze is very real, folks. We could see silver literally I'm telling you right now, silver is so undervalued. I've seen the numbers for silver, and I've seen where some people say silver could be on a ratio of 1-to-1 to gold. I could easily see silver at a 1-to-1 ratio to gold. And to somebody who really doesn't understand the market, how much debt and paper money is really out there, and what's going to happen as these debt-based markets, fiat markets collapse, and it becomes a risk-off environment, and this money flows into these assets because it is the money. It's gonna be what backs the CBDCs. So he talks about the potential for a silver squeeze. Analysts warn that the growing demand for silver, coupled with the limited supply, that's the key part right there, limited supply, could lead to a silver squeeze, similar to the silver squeeze in the 1980s. If investors begin to panic and rush to buy silver, which they don't want you to do. Do you understand that? You know, they're just as scared of investors rushing to buy silver as the banks are just as scared as everybody deciding to say, hey, we want our money. Because guess what? It's not there. The banks don't have your money, folks. Major liability, leaving your money in the banks. But it says the price would skyrocket, causing significant disruptions in the global economy. Okay? So this is something that we've been telling people for years, and we actually have literally the best company on the planet to get gold and silver. We've shown you how to get it at cost. You know, I did a live stream on TikTok, and he said, nobody gets gold and silver at cost. You know, I started laughing. I said, hey, you don't know what you don't know, but this is why you are with the runners. This is why you tune in to Rick, M.I.M.S, make it make sense. This is why you follow me, because I'm telling people about a lot of stuff that they just don't know. They fighting me, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. And some of these people still believe that the dollar is backed by gold. You can get gold and silver at cost, no markup right now. Link in the bio, or get back to the person that shared this video with you. Go to my website, runwithrick.com. Click on gold and silver. This is real money, God's money. This is what you need right here. Physical silver. You should be getting it automatically every single month, at least 1 ounce. If you're in at cost metals right now and you don't have your coin of the month on, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you would not be putting yourself in position to get paid to save in silver. Doesn't make sense. Now, let me pull up this article that's going to blow all this out the water. I'm going to tell you right now. This article right here, all right, is why I am super, super bullish. Super bullish. Silver is going to skyrocket. Let me pull it up. Give me a second here. Right here is the article. Let me make sure you guys can see that. You know, you always have technical difficulties every now and then. Let me zoom in here. All right, here we go. Silver set to soar as Samsung. See, I want you to notice the shift right now that I'm about to make. At first, I talked about a governmental demand. I talked about Russia, a government buying gold and silver. I talked about China, governments buying gold and silver. Now we're about to get into the private sector. Okay? Understand something. What's taking place right now? Silver set to soar as Samsung's solid-state battery breakthrough. Okay? Let's read a little bit of this here. It's a long article, but it's worth it because you have to really conceptualize what's going on, because this is the greatest opportunity you will ever have in your lifetime. When this is over, when this resets, when this is reevaluated, you missed it, that's it. We won't see another opportunity like this in precious metals for thousands of years. You won't be around. This is the most significant time period in history. But the price of these assets will not continue to be this cheap, digital and physical. We have not seen anything yet in regards to the real price discovery of these assets. These assets are thousands of percent off right now. Thousands of percent off right now. Most people just don't understand it. They don't see it. You really got to put a little bit of vision and foresight into this, right? So here's Kitco News. Gold has had a breakout year as a yellow metal surged to a new high of $2,500. Okay. I've been telling people to get gold since around $1,100, $1,200 an ounce. We've been saving in gold, you know, a little bit at a time. You know, even if you're getting a gram, I don't know, you guys might not be able to see that. There's a little gram of gold in there. You know what I'm saying? Pure gold, you know, 1 gram, even if it's a gram at a time, a little bit at a time. That's all you got to do, right? Silver has struggled to keep pace, but that could soon change, according to one analyst, as silver's demand is expected to increase thanks to one new technological development from Samsung. Now, understand why silver has not kept pace, because it's rigged and manipulated market. Okay. But understand that that creates a massive opportunity for you, a massive opportunity. They are knocking the price down and making it cheaper. That's going to give you the ability to buy more, because the rigging and manipulation will come to an end. You have to understand that. It's going to come to an end. It's going to come to an end in our lifetimes. God willing, it's going to come to an end in our lifetimes. If you're still here, and you ain't got to wait that long. I'm not talking about 10 years. I'm not talking about 5 years. Hell, I'm not even talking about 3 years. Okay. I'm talking about in the next 4 years, or, I say that to be modest, because, they can prolong this thing for a very long time. You know why they're not really worried about defaulting on the national debt? The national debt, as far as I'm concerned, can go to $100 trillion. They don't care, because the Federal Reserve can just print more money. They can just, print more money. So they're never worried about the debt, really. They can keep these markets rigged for a few while longer, for as we know, because they're going to print more money and buy up their stocks. It's a rigged, managed, and manipulated market. But it's coming to an end. And I tell people all the time, I'd rather be 1 year or even 2 years too early than 1 day too late to the largest wealth transfer in history. Okay? A little bit can end up being a whole lot of bit. So don't sleep on buying 1 ounce of silver a month. Don't sleep on buying, a gram of gold a month. A little bit can end up turning out to be a whole lot of bit. You need to look what happened in Venezuela. When Venezuela currency crashed, right? Hyperinflation. And what happened to the price of silver and gold in the boulevard? Okay. So, and let me continue to read. The inclusion of silver as a key component, combined with the increasing demand for electric vehicles, means that demand for the gray metal will soon increase. The key drivers that will ramp up demand for EVs are range, charge time, battery life, safety. Samsung's new solid-state battery technology incorporated a silver carbon composite layer for the anode, exemplifies this advancement. Silver's exceptional electrical conductivity. I talked about that earlier. I told you silver has an exceptional, you understand what that means? Exceptional electrical conductivity and stability are leveraged to enhance battery performance and durability, achieving amazing benchmarks like a 600-mile range and a 20-year lifespan and a 9-minute charge. Understand something. That is unbelievable. That's fire. We're talking about an EV vehicle that has 600 miles on it. Okay, 600-mile range on a full charge. It has a 20-year lifespan. Okay, and it charges in 9 minutes. As far as I'm concerned, that's going to be in every EV vehicle. Every EV vehicle. Okay? And they just came out with this information. So just think about 2025, 2026, and think about the demand and the growth, right? So I don't want to read the whole article. You guys got an idea of, the value of this new battery that Samsung's coming out with. You got an idea of what it can do, obviously, and the increase in the industrial man. This is a great article to read. You can go to Kitco, and they're going to talk more about it and give you some more of the data and some of the facts. But what I want to do now, as I'm going to share my last post, okay, to kind of just knock it home, just kind of drive it home, the value that we have here by saving in silver, okay? And I'm going to go through this one here. Let me pull this up for you. This is also the Jerusalem Post. We have the industrial demand, okay? Industrial demand might consume the entire silver market by 2025. This is a great way to kind of out shadow ban. Man, if my information doesn't get out, they don't know. People don't even know that they can get gold and silver at cost. They don't know that opportunities like this exist. People don't know that they can actually get paid to save in silver. Okay, make sure y'all like this out, share this out. Now check this out. Experts warn that surging industrial and military demand, see, now that's another component. I say governments, so maybe if you want to tie in governments to the military and the demand in silver, right? But we have governments, military, and industry, okay? Demand for silver could deplete. You know that word, deplete, okay? It could deplete inventories by 2025, driving price volatility and supply chain strains. Listen, in this world right now, just like Donald Trump says, America first, Do you think China doesn't say China first? Do you think Russia doesn't say Russia first? Do you think India doesn't think India first? Every nation thinks about their nation and their people first. So do you think they care about what one country is doing or not doing? They're going to do what's best for them in their future of their economy. And that's going to be them getting more silver, getting more gold, because their industries need it, their governments need it, and their militaries need it. So we have a rising industrial demand, technological advancements. The demand for silver in various high technological industries is skyrocketing. Sectors such as electronic, photovoltaics, solar panels, right, and automotive are major consumers of silver. Major consumers of silver, okay? Photography and everything else, utilizing its exceptional conductivity and flexivity. Reflectivity, excuse me. Long day. Solar power surges, okay? Solar power surge, all right? I'm seeing solar panels everywhere, okay? Solar energy continues to be a significant driver of silver demand, okay? Where each photovoltaic installation requires substantial amounts of silver, with global PV installations exceeding the hit 660 gigawatts, I'm assuming by 2024. The pressure on silver supply is intensifying. And of course, we talked about EV vehicles as well. So I'm driving home a picture here. This is a massive, major, huge opportunity to get a massively undervalued physical asset that is in high demand where the supply is very low right now. I talked about military, right? Here's some of the military uses as a key factor. Defense technologies. The military's demand for silver is another significant contributor to the depletion of inventories. Silver uses in advanced defense systems, including weaponry, communication devices, and surveillance equipment, is crucial due to its superior electrical conductivity and resistance to corrosion. Okay, it's resistance to corrosion. This is stuff that people don't know about this metal. That's why I'm reading it. People don't know this about this metal. They don't understand because you weren't taught this. They don't want you to know this. Aerospace applications. Silver is extensively used in aerospace for its reliability and efficiency and critical components. As global defense budgets expand, the military and aerospace sectors are expected to consume increasing amounts of silver. Here we got the declining mining and few new discoveries, mining challenges, okay? Compounding the issues is the declining output from silver mines. Existing mines are producing less silver, and there are few significant new discoveries to replenish the depleting inventories. Supply and demand shock. Okay, we're talking about a real silver squeeze. The silver squeeze will take place. I just hope you understand that. And what that means is you're going to see silver go to past $1,000 if you ask me. Silver is easily going to be over $1,000. Mark my words. Mark this video. Mark this video. I'm telling you. Exploration difficulties. The exploration of a new silver deposit is becoming increasingly difficult and costly. As high-quality ores become scarcer, mining companies face challenges in maintaining production levels. It goes into market implications. Okay, obviously price volatility. As industrial use devours silver inventories, market analysts predict heightened price volatility. The scarcity. You see why people like Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is skyrocketing? It's kind of down right now, right? But it's going to go higher. They talk about its scarcity. They say there's only 21 million Bitcoin, right? All the Bitcoin, a lot of these Bitcoins are lost in wallets and this and that. Scarcity. We have a major scarcity factor with silver, okay? The scarcity of silver could lead to a sharp price increases affecting everything from jewelry to electronic goods. So it talks about investment opportunities. Investors are closely monitoring these developments. That the potential depletion of silver inventories presents both risk and opportunities. While some investors might benefit from the price surge, others could face challenges due to increased market unpredictability. Look, the fact is that a lot of people won't make it. The new economy is going to be devastating for those who don't have real money, because a dollar is going to continue to lose value. Assets are going to continue to rise in value. And products, goods, and services are going to continue to rise in value, not only based on the supply and demand factor, but because a dollar is just, it's worthless. So we got supply chain strains, industrial and industries heavily reliant on the silver are preparing for potential supply chain disruptions. Companies are exploring alternative materials and investing in recycling technologies to mitigate the impacts of silver shortages. Okay, and it goes into some data and things and whatnot. But look, you know, when I see this stuff, I had to go live. I have to share this out. Okay, I have to make sure that people know this information. Hopefully, you see, they say knowledge is power, right? But the truth is, it's applied knowledge is power, right? And so you got to apply this information. You have to apply this knowledge, because this type of knowledge, this type of information is going to save you and your family financially, because there's a storm coming. There's a storm that's happening right now in the monetary system. We are not in a good economy. They just lied to us about the job numbers, okay? They're lying to you about what's going on in this economy. So right now I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm going to end this live stream. Get back to the person that shared this out with you, okay? Or reach out to me. Go to my website, runwithrick.com, and click on the gold and silver tab. This is Ricardo Hamilton, Crypto Rick, M.I.M.S, making it make sense. I'm going to catch you on the next live stream. Keep stacking. Be safe. Be blessed. I'm out. Peace.